Today we're going to talk about how writers filter what they share. I'm not sure if you recognize this picture of a filter or not, but it's what a lot of smartphones will bring up after somebody takes a picture. And you can add a filter to your picture. And what that means is it changes the image a little bit. It still is true to what the image was, but the filter allows you to either add more red or change it to black and white. And it's changing it a little bit according to your needs. And writers do the same thing when they write. Writers filter sometimes their stories or their feelings due to the audience that they have. Let's think about how we do this as writers.
Just like on my phone, there's a no filter option. In my writing life, there's also a no filter option. I think the best time to use this no filter is when the writing is just for me. That's when I use my notebook. And inside my notebook, I can collect any feeling, any story, any knowledge that I have without worrying about whether it's appropriate for other audiences. If we think about each of these as kind of layers, the just for me is the core where we can live unfiltered. And then each layer we filter a little bit more. So the classroom is a group of people that we've been writing with all year long. So we don't really have to worry so much about sharing our stories and our feelings because we can trust this group of people. They're the people that we see every day. They know us and we know them.
So just like I added a notebook in the just for me layer, why don't you add some names in the classroom layer? So you could just put students and maybe your teacher's name. But consider, is there anyone else who's part of your classroom community where you don't really have to filter your stories or your feelings? Maybe there's an assistant or a regular volunteer that you want to add in to this community layer. As the number of people our writing reaches increases, so does our filter. This layer is still a fairly safe audience. They're people that we live in the same town with. There's people that are in our school, but we might not know their names. It's the parents of the kids that are in our classrooms. And so they're people that we see and we're aware of and we can trust with our writing, and yet they also don't need to know all of our personal feelings or our super personal stories. So once again, let's go ahead and add the kinds of people that are in this layer. The final layer in our chart is a global audience. Now, global audience is when our writing reaches anyone in the world. We need to be aware of the stories and the information that we share with a global audience. Our filter needs to be very secure so that we don't share personal information that could either hurt others or give other people information about where to find us. Although writing can reach all kinds of people and there's great connections that can be made with global audiences, we also need to be aware that it's unsafe to share a lot of personal information, personal stories, or feelings with a global audience. So what kind of global connections does your classroom have? Here in this layer, you can add them. So maybe it's your Twitter friends, or you have a blog that's connecting to family members or grandparents across the country or across the world. What are the global connections that your classroom has? Take a minute and add them here in this layer. Okay, writers, I hope from now on when you write, you consider your audience, where they are here in our chart, and then that you filter your feelings, your stories, and the information that you share according to the audience.